Okay, so back at the Space Centre after that successful first orbit. And there's something I want to check on. It's not right now, but I just want to check on the electric charge. Just make sure it's actually being depleted while the vessel's actually unloaded. As I explained at the beginning of this playthrough and the introduction video, the stock Kerbal space program does not track electric charge in the background. So when a vessel is unloaded, it's not using electric charge. So background processing, which is a mod that you can install yourselves, and I've got it installed here, and it should track electric charge. It was working before, but I'm not going to check it right now because obviously I want to make sure it's just running out. So make sure it's just using up electric charge. Then I need to also check to make sure that solar panels are actually being registered. But that will occur when I get to, I believe. Okay, so we've got optional 1, optional of Sputnik 2. We also have Vanguard 1. Now Vanguard 1 historically, in history, in our history anyway, it was the first satellite that was actually solar powered. But I was after Explorer 1 as well. So Explorer 1 should really come before Vanguard 1. But as you can see, I can't refuse this. I can refuse that because it's optional. But I can't refuse Vanguard 1. There is no time limit. Historical launch date is March the 17th, 1958. And that is November the 3rd, 1957. Now that is Sputnik 2, which was the first to carry a live animal, as opposed to insects and plants. But it's 500 kilos. Now, with the fairing and everything else, what we lifted just now into orbit, probably about 250 kilos. Possibly a little bit more, possibly a little bit less. So I'll have to check that in the VAB. But 500 kilos it's half a ton. It's half a metric ton, 500 kilos. And it wasn't designed to come back. It wasn't designed to separate from the rocket core that brought it to orbit. So there's no way of actually separating it or getting the dog back. And the dog, from certain sources that I've read, the dog's actually suffocated. Suffocated to death. It's not a nice way. Not a nice way to treat an animal at all, but there we go. I don't see why it. Oh, I won't go into the hows or whys. But I'm going to refuse that because I want to check. Just make sure. There we go. So I can get that back, but I still can't refuse that. So I'm going to have to do Sputnik 2. I don't think, you see, that another thing that you have to be careful of when you're accepting contracts is that sometimes they don't tell you the deadline. I've noticed that in certain contracts they don't tell you the deadline, so if you accept it, which I will do, there's no other. No, obviously that's why I wanted the solar panels, because I knew Vanguard 1 was coming up at some point. And there's the first solar power satellite again. This is the RP0 contract. First polar orbit, which I believe was Poppy 1. Was it? Poppy 1? Launched by the US Navy. Oh, the first launch failed. Nobody knew what happened to it. So we've got the lunar. Yeah, there's no way I can do lunar missions right now. I want to do it like I said at the beginning. Shut up, Jane. Good grief, drink your coffee. Yeah, as I was saying, I want to do this in steps, as I said. So we learn how to do things step by step. That's the best way of doing it. So without further talking, so I've got a lot of these experiments on Earth as well. These are surface experiments basically, which will appear once we get to the moon. They'll start to appear for the moon and rover missions and things like that. But right now we're just stuck with Earth. Alright, so we've got a Sputnik 2. So I'm gonna go into He's doing it again. So I'm gonna go into the R&D buildings. I'm gonna just check and make sure I bought Sputnik 2. I might not use it, I might use it, I might not. But whatever it is, whatever it weighs, I will still have the same weight. I'm not going to sort of cheat and remove the weight. Okay, so that's Sputnik 2 got. Let's head into... so the base Orbital Rocketry. Don't believe it's in there. It's in basic avionics. Yeah, there we go. So there's Sputnik 2. It's 2,000. That's nothing. So I'm going to... you know what, I'm going to buy all of them. There's Explorer 6. But where's Explorer 1? Ah. 35,150. Must be joking. I'll buy it one at a time. Not spending that sort of money. I think I'm made of it. I'm going to get that. Because that will allow me to upgrade the actual avionics that I actually have already. I mean, it looks like a spinning top. Be careful when you was a kid. It looks like a tent. Like a circus tent. So that's Pioneer. Well, one of the Pioneer. That's Pioneer 3 and 4. Not a great deal of electric charge, but then again, it's probably not. Yeah, 600 milliwatts. So it's 0.6 of a watt. It still wouldn't last it to go on interplanetary mission. It's a bit weird. Do we have... does it have anything else? It's got no solar panels or anything like that. No solar cells or anything like that attached to it. So I can't show that can go into planetary when it's only got 153 electric charge. Can't see that. So there's Sputnik 3. No description at all on that. But it's one heck of a funny looking thing. It looks like a Dalek. People know about Doctor Who. What am I saying? You probably know about Doctor Who. Probably know more than I do. It looks a bit weird, doesn't it? We'll have a look at that. How about that? Take a look at that. I think that's it. But I do need... oh, I've already got Explorer 1. There's Explorer 1. That basically was just shaped like a rocket because that's basically what it did. It sat on top of a, I believe, a series of clustered SRBs. Are similar to the Baby Sergeants. But I think that's what it actually sat on top of. I'm not entirely sure, I'm not certain. But that did make orbit. It was the first US satellite in orbit. And it was the third satellite overall in orbit, just after Sputnik 2. Okay, let's go back out. Don't think I need anything else. No, I mean I'm unlocking that. Believe. I hope yes I am. And that basic construction. Survivability, something as well that I really do need because I need heat shields. But we'll deal with that problem once we come to it. Got 8.4 signs still. And 2.5 million. Alright, so it's 12th of April. So I'm heading to the VAB. Okay, so back in the VAB. Oh, here is Sputnik 2. Now, I have taken a look at Sputnik 2 before. And apart from reflective texture, which I mean, they're nice, don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm attacking the modeler. It was really nice. As I said before, it does knock your performance down by quite a lot to have a reflective surface, especially with the level of detail that some of these have got on them. As in the resolution level, you can see how the VAB in the background. So that's directly behind me, and that is quite high resolution. But you also got multiple reflective surfaces facing each other. So you got this and this. You can actually see the cylinder here facing this triangular section. So it basically reflects itself, which can affect performance massively. It doesn't seem to be too bad though, but I can't see how I can fit a fairing on this. It's be a rather triangular fairing, but unfortunately have to work with things, don't we? Now the biggest problem that you have with this, if you try bringing it back, if you don't like it to suffering or to suffocate, which isn't a nice way of going, I admit, but unfortunately there's not really much you can do about it if you use this part, and I'll show you the reason why. What we got? Even if I had a heat shield, it would still be top heavy, and that's the problem, because that cylinder just there is where was this cylindrical section just here. So you can't do much about that. You can't use it if you want to bring it back. Now obviously the experiment that this thing runs, hold on a second, is analyze telemetry. That's what it says. But I know full well from using this that it actually has got studying a biological sample. So take a look. There we go. Observe biosample. Now why is that not listed in the SAS, Science Experiment Analyze Telemetry? That's all it's listed. Analyze telemetry. But that's not the only one you've got. You've got observe biosample. Collectible data. Rerunnable, resettable. You don't get as much as if you bought it back. But it's not collectible. That's the X. That is collectible. So as you can return that or you can transmit it. So contains biosample, 500 kilometers, always on. Obviously because we're using a particular Windows more realistic version of remote tech, so we don't need to worry about range because that's not 500 kilometers absolute. That's just cut down on. It's just basically the further away you go, the more it cuts on your bandwidth. So the longer it takes you to transmit signs back, and also the value of it is reduced. But it doesn't outright cut off control. Well, it does eventually, but got to get quite a lot further away. Okay, so I'm going to load in. I'm just going to get rid of this. So as you can see, there's no way of getting that back. Yeah, I'd say even if you have a heat shield, that's adequate. Okay, where are we? It's OX1, isn't it? Well, it's not the A4. What on earth is... I can't remember what I did with that. So there is... No, I don't know if I'm going to have enough lift capacity on this. Hopefully I do have, but it may come to it that I don't. But something I did forget to check is the burn time of these motors. So that's 2 minutes one. So I'm not too far back. So I'm sort of selling these a little bit short. But what I will do, shroud. Oh, they've got shrouds. That's nice. Rather ugly ones though. So I'm going to get R&D. Nope, don't have any more R&D. Don't have any more engines to choose from either, which is a damn shame. And he's gone and messed up. What the devil are you doing? So I've got about 1.9 seconds out. I've got 2 seconds on ice. It's 0.1. It was 1 over. It's 2 minutes and 1 second over. So I could fatten these boosters out a little bit at the bottom, realign the engines. Okay, so first thing, go on, thank you very much. No, 3 hours later, thank you. Good grief. I had to take the clamps away. Side clamps. Yeah, thank you. So it's still 6,467. It's quite a large jump. Quite a large jump. So we go into orbit pretty easily. Not fantastic amount of margin of error. You know, not a fantastic. But I think I'm going to go vertical. So I start to curve over a little bit later on. I'm going to go to about 10 kilometers this time. As I don't want to risk the ooh, quite, because I'm going to fatten that out a little bit, aren't I? It's not too bad. But I think I don't need this either, as we found out. And I don't think I need the fairing itself at all, because I'm not separating this out. I'm not sort of I'm not decoupling it from the rocket, basically. I don't need that either, do I? So I don't think I do. I can always. It's always best if you get new fairings anywhere. So mixture back off. Rigid attachment on. Notice I need a nose cone. I'm just going to check to see if I've got. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a surface attachment there, aren't I? Good grief. No, well, never mind. Do I have a nose cone like that? I've got a procedural nose cone, haven't I? Well, actually, if I do surface attachment, yes, it will. So it'll go to there. So I do a little nose cone for it, but the problem is, what about the rest of this? And we did that. From what I can tell, I mean, it just had a nose cone on it. From pictures that I've seen. It didn't have anything covering any of this. So I don't know what that vent was for. Because effectively what this was, it was just a shell. But what was that for? It's just an empty nose cone with a cylinder at the top, which is why it couldn't come back, even if it had decoupled. Alright. 11,263. So, all of that we had we just threw away with Sputnik inside the phone weighed about the same. Well, that's cool. That's brilliant. That's great. So, I might use the extra 2 seconds on these burns just to alleviate the slight heavier boosters, because I want to put some shoots on these. So let's see if I can get them back. That'll be not just what cut down that much, all that much money and the cost of building it, but it might bring the time down a bit. Also, it's pretty good to get stuff back anyway. You don't want to sort of have boosters landing on people's houses and things like that. That's not very nice. So well inside, so it's no different. The mass is no different. Well, actually, it's lighter. It's 296 tons. That's only 291.5. Although, yeah, it doesn't have the clamps attached, your pillock. What are you talking about? No, I don't have the clamps attached. What is that for? Oh, I see. I'm losing track on what I'm supposed to be doing. Right, so, widen this out a little bit. That's if I can. That's if I actually can do that. I'm not sure whether I can actually widen these out. Because these are the avionics packages. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's about 6 of them. It's the only way I can actually do it. To get the tonnage control. Because the avionics are limited to, I think it's about 65. Yeah. Let me set that to 100. So 65.38 tons. Each of these packages is actually limited. I don't know if I can go any wider. Oh, I can. Phew. So I know for well, if I increase the actual dimensions, you should be able to increase the actual tonnage you can control, but there is a limit right now. Is that okay? Does that look alright? No, it's slightly over, isn't it? If I go like that, so again, it's in between. Which is just typical. It's 24.5, isn't it? So if I go back into here, now because I've increased the dimension of the package, it should. It's only 15 to, yeah, well, it's a shame that. SS level 1. So I'm at the top end of the actual avionics I've got right now. Ah, excellent. So I've actually gone up slightly. It's gone to 98 tons now. So I probably won't need as many. So that'll be more weight I can save. So all you need, so if that's, you say 100 tons. So if I say 3 of these, I'll get rid of the others, not. I'll get rid of the others. That's excellent. So I'm going to get rid of these. So I'm going to 1, 2. So I'm going to leave it with 3. So this black band here is also one, as you can see by the label. 2, 3. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to cut it. If it's going to let me. My God. So I'm left with 3. Now I've got 4, you pillock. What are you talking about? You Burke. So I'll divide it again from there, just where the antennas have just popped on. So I'll widen up the bottom of the tank first to 24.5, was it? Yeah, 24.5. Good grief. Oh, that's not working. Another problem that you can get with oh dear me. That's another problem you can actually get with procedural tanks. You have to just replace the tank. Oh, marvellous. Alright, let me have the other part of the tank. Oh, that's not an entire nice shape like that has just been... Oh, never mind. Can't be helped. To the dimensions of it, I suppose. 24.5 by 3 point. That's not going to be much of a... Yeah. And it's wasted. And utilization is only 88. I didn't realise that. Oh, good grief. That's to keep it down to the 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Ah, oh, dear me. Never mind. I can deal with this one. So I'm going to finish this off, rather than boring everyone to death. Finish this off, put it back together, do the shape of the tank again, get it so it matches the payload. Put a little nose cone on the top, and I'll bring you all back in to have a look, and then we'll go off, build it, pull it out, head to the launch pad, and then fly it. Okay, So a few seconds. Okay, so I've extended the burn time for the boosters to 2 minutes 1.6 seconds. I don't think 0.6 seconds is going to do much sort of damage to the motors. Limit was 2 minutes and 1 second, but I don't think 0.6 has made much difference. So there's no R&D for these, but there was some R&D for the 108, the sustained boost, so I bought that. So that should be ready. Give a little bit more reliability. I don't think these need to be realigned. They might be slightly out those. So try. But if it's I think that's about as good as I can get it. Okay, so I brought it down to just 3 avionics packages, each of them 100 tons, so that's 300 ton limit. Slightly less than 300 tons actually, but that's basically all I've done. So I put the tank back. Slightly shorter than before, at least it looks like it because it's not as narrow at the top. So it doesn't look like it's coming out as far, but it is definitely coming out further. The only other way to actually do it is to make this core section, this section here, more narrow, which is always an option, but we'll see how this flies. So we're at 11,448 meters per second. That's simply because we've lost all the extra weight of the fairing. The fairings do actually cost quite a lot in Delta V, but they allow you to cut through the atmosphere better if you've got something like a non-aerodynamic shaped craft. So they would save you Delta V in reality. Alright, so now for the nose cone. Nose cone. Do I use a tank or do I use an actual? No, I use a nose cone. I don't think there's an actual fairing for this. I might be wrong. There could be. But yeah, I need to reinstall Janitor's Closet and hide these parts. But it says non-RO, you shouldn't use them anyway. Non-RP, it's not always, you know, it's not always the bad thing to try to use them because, I mean, you know, there's a fairing, it's part supported by RO, but it's just an RP. Just means it's not either, it's either not costed properly or it's in the wrong tech node. So I mean like that. That's a ore tank. I mean it's not an RP, but it is RO. It's for storing ore. So yeah, and as I said about background processing, I'm not sure whether it will actually register any of these. It should do because it's rated for output, and it will just go in that whatever electric charge it says. So if anything generates electric charge, it should register through background processing, but we'll have to see. In testing it seemed to be working, but they didn't have too many sort of electric generators, electric generating parts, so nothing in here except that vapor vent. I like that. I need to use that more often. So we've got we've got nothing like that. No. No. Oh, there's a nose cone. What is... Yeah, it's going to do that, so I've got... Ooh. Well, would you look at this? It's a little bit wider. It's just a tiny, tiny... Oh. It's got its own decoupler. Oh, isn't that handy? Looks like a bit of a... It's a bit like a clown. Never mind. I could probably do a similar shit with this though. Yeah, there's no way I can't use... Yeah. That's a shame. I can't use tweak skill to bring it down. That is a shame, that, because that looks good. Was it being put together? Because that's basically what Orbital Rocketry was. It was just the DIY. Looked like something being knocked in someone's shed. That's exactly what they look like. You can let me get hold of this or not? You're not, are you? Good grief. I've got to mess around. Another thing as well, sometimes if you attach a part, you can't always get hold of it again. There we go. So I get a little bit of messing around sometimes with certain things. So, what shit? I'll do exactly the same as we had before. I'm going to leave it at that. Just a second. So I'm going to keep it. Actually, I'm going to try and keep it in. It's easy if you do that. There we go. So we'll do the Atlas texture. So we'll do a pointy. No, I don't want round. I want curved. I want pointy. Where's pointy? There's peaked. Can I give it the next? There we go, there's sharp. Can I give me it or not? Oh, thanks. So once I can detach this, let's put a decoupler where this is actually sat right now. A little bit wider, I think. Yeah, just a tiny little bit wider. That'll do. So I'm going to sit on top of a... I'll leave it at that just for now. I can always change it. Because now I've made it larger, I can actually click on this upper section now. That was alright. In keeping with the original sort of shape, I suppose. What are we up to? Oh, there we go, 296 tons again. And yet we've got more Delta V. Weird. Okay. I'll just detach this. And then we need a decoupler. So I'll use a procedural decoupler again. Do I use that one or do I no, I'll use this one. See, normally I wouldn't use a set piece like the Sputnik 2, but it looks quite good. So I'm going to go with the white for the decoupler. So the decoupler needs to be all the way up at the top, doesn't it? So I'll bring this down diameter if it lets me. I'll pause every few seconds, which is a bit silly. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It's not doing that much work. Thank you. There we go. So all the collider, we learnt our lesson with the that. We don't enable that. It can cause a lot of problems, as you saw. So I'll leave that as it is. And we'll pop that on to there. So we'll be able to decouple that. At least I hope we'll be able to. Yeah, not quite wide enough, is it? That. What the devil? I never clicked on that. Alright. What? This is the problem when it comes to actual reflective texture. I'll use it this once, but I won't be using any more of the set parts because it's ridiculous. You can't get the performance. The engine just cannot cope with all these reflective textures. That's custom decoupler, so I want it a little bit wider, don't I? That's the one. You can't actually shape the decouplers, even this one, you can't actually shape it. At least not yet, I can't. Alright, so that's enough. That's enough. 11,420 meters per second. And 2 minutes 1.6 seconds for the boosters. And on top of that, you got 3 minutes and 38.3 seconds on the sustainer. So that should be enough to make Orbit. I'll do exactly the same as I did before. Both sets. I don't want to be wasting fuel on the sustainer or the boosters. So I'll ignite them both at the same time. Decouplers there and there. Okay, I want to get this clamped up. Let me bring it all back in. Once I've got it all clamped up rather than wasting it around. Rather than wasting your time messing around. But it's 38 days, 14 hours, 13 minutes and 49 seconds. It was 39 days. So that's reduced the build time by about a day. So that's good. Right, so I'll get this clamped up.